Alright, so here's a Moto Guzzi. I'm going to do a clutch free play adjustment. So, obviously you got to pull the rubber cover here back so that you can expose the adjustment barrels here. And the barrels were actually kind of far out already. They were adjusted kind of far out already. So I didn't want to bring them out more to take up, to take up the slack. So what I did was I screwed them back in, not all the way in, but I would went all the way in, then I went out half a turn or so, or maybe one turn back out, just to give it a little bit of slack. What you want to look for is how much free play there is here. This is like way too much. If let's say I put my finger here, let's say I put my finger right, let's see, my pinky right here, and I move the lever, and where my pinky and the lever is, that's just way too far. That distance there is too far. You only want, as far as this level play goes, you only want about, I'm gonna say about half an inch or so, I would say, probably about that much. Not much at all. So since I don't want to take any more, I didn't want to back this up anymore because it was pretty much back out. I think about, I would say about halfway or almost halfway. So I didn't want to go more than halfway on the adjustment barrel. So that's why I screwed it back in. So I'm gonna adjust it from where the clutch cable is right here. So from right here basically, and down here. Let me bring the camera angle up. From down here, this is how much free play you have right here. Basically, that's the free play right there, and it stops. That means it's going to start to engage the clutch, or I should say disengage the clutch. Right now the clutch is fully clamped on. As you pull this, it opens up the clutch and it disengages it, so that way it gets spring freely. It disengages the power from the wheel, right? The engine from the wheel. So to adjust from this end here, usually lots of bikes, they will have like some type of adjustment barrel that's down right here, but this one doesn't have it. This one, the adjustment barrel, is actually that little nut you see back here. Follow this armature here all the way back. You see a little nut, and there's a little adjustment screw, and the nut on the outside is the lock screw. So I have to bust that open and adjust that a little bit to take up the slack here. Or actually, it says take out the slack in the wire, because the wire has more slack than there is. So now that's how much there is, but the lever has more slack. The wire has more slack. So let's do that. So from there, so let's go on this side, and you can see it. Right, you'll see the nut and the little inside screw there. So you need a 13 millimeter. So this is, being Italian, European, they like to use 13 millimeters because 13 is the closest thing to a half inch. 12 doesn't fit; it's too tight. So you want to loosen that up. You want to loosen that up first. Then the center, you have basically a little flat, two-sided flat spot, and you use a adjustable wrench to adjust that. So I'm gonna loosen this up here. It doesn't have the wrong angle there. So basically, you only fit a. This is 13. It feels kind of sloppy. Here's a 12. Obviously, this is Italian, so it's metric. So a 12 doesn't fit. It's too tight. This 13 feels kind of sloppy. I wonder if a half inch will fit better. But anyways, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna use this 13. I can't use the box side to side. I don't have the angle. So once it's in, I'm already, my wrench is already hitting the swing arm here. I can't bring it up any further. I wonder if I could get it from the other side. Let's see, let's go back to the other side. Oh, let's see, this side's even worse. It's like so tight here. Yeah, no, I don't have any space. Okay. So back to this side here. This side here, so I'm gonna have to use the open end side, which I don't like to use. The open end side, there's only two sides, so it's... Oh man, that's tight. Depending on how tight the nut is, it could possibly strip, which potentially that could happen here. Oh, it turned. Okay, I'm good, it turned. It actually turned the whole middle screw as well. So that's not good, that's what you don't want. Man, it's like no space here. I flip around with it, I don't have the space. Let's see if I could do it with this. I can't put a socket wrench in here because of the swing arm. You know, there's no space here for a socket wrench. So that's kind of a pain. Nope, still don't have space for this thing. Dang it. Okay. This is gonna be harder than I thought. I thought it was gonna be simpler or easier, but especially there's no clearance here. So a little bit there, and I can see the whole thing moved. So that's what I don't want. I'm gonna have to move this little mud guard here. That thing's. Let's see, how's that attached? I'm gonna have to just kind of move out of the way maybe to give me a little bit more clearance here. So we could kind of stick this in a little bit better. Oh, come on. God dang it. Dang it, I don't have space, man. No space. Let's see if I have any space on the side. Oh, wait a minute. I got some space. Okay, give me a few degrees of movement right there. Hopefully that's enough to give me more degrees here. Just enough, I think. Yep, just enough. So that center nut's still moving. So that's not good. I don't want the center nut to move, but it's still moving. The whole thing's moving as one, which I don't want to do. Jeez, this is a pain in the ass. Okay, can't go that angle. Can't go with this angle, it doesn't fit. So we can go back to this one again. Dang it. Okay. This is much more difficult than I had anticipated. No space there. No space here either. God dang it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to move this thing. That doesn't fit. I think I have to use a little ratcheting box wrench. I have a ratcheting box wrench. Let's use that. So stay tuned and let me go grab that. Alright, so I got the 13mm swivel head. So let's try this. I'm gonna have to set the camera differently. I'm gonna go from underneath, I think. Let's see if this works. Can I see it? Let's see my hand or not. Can't tell, my screen is so small. Oh, where's that? Oh, here it is. I think I see my fingers. Hopefully you guys can see that. So, yeah, let's try that. Okay. This way it frees up both my hands. Otherwise I have to hold one hand with the camera and the other one with the with the wrench, so it can't work. Okay, got it on. So this whole thing is spinning. Yeah, the whole thing is spinning. I need to hold this this flat side. Let's see. Man. This is where the right tool for the job makes a big difference. So I'm using this is a adjustable wrench. So I'm using an adjustable wrench. I feel a little bit of something in there. It feels like there's a little bit of Loctite on the screw. So I can feel a lot of resistance between the yeah, I can feel a lot of resistance between the two. Between the two. Let me see if that's enough, if that was enough or not. Oh, still not enough. Back it out some more. So basically I need to get this inside screw to go further into this nut. Oops, should have done that. I should have done it this way. That way I can hold the this flat side here. Shoot. Yeah, I don't think that was enough. Okay, hopefully that was enough. Let me put this in. And that's in. Just go wrench in. So I'm backing the nut out from the screw in the middle, and that didn't move much. That did not move much. I only moved it like 2 degrees. Yeah, you can still see pretty much the same amount of thread sticking out. You also want to move it some more. Alright, so anyway, so you compared how much this inside here is sticking out compared to what it was before. It's sticking out less. So basically I took up slack, right? Took more of that slack. And you look up on my lever here, just, you know, there's less slack. Now you look, actually if you look here, you can see the cable and the part that clamps the cable right there. And when I pull this out and when it stops, it's just right at the edge of where the two right here meets, right there, right, you know, where my fingernail is right there. So that's about enough slack right here on this end right here. If I squeeze this in here, let's see if I can see this. Squeeze in here. Let's put my finger right there. Let it out. That's a little bit over ½ inch. It's probably closer to 3/4 of an inch. Right, so let's try that again. From there to there, yeah, it's over ½ inch for sure. Maybe not quite 3/4, but somewhere between, you know, between ½ inch and 3/4. But that should be enough slack, and that's what you want, because when you turn the handlebars lock to lock, some of that slack would get taken out because the cable gets loosened up. So I think that's good. That's a good amount of play there. So my barrel is tightened down. Again, this barrel here has about, I think it was 1 turn out from all the way in. So I'm good there. So I can just put this back, and that's how you basically adjust the clutch. You know, the main thing was that the space over here was real tight, and really the only thing I could get into that was with using a ratcheting box wrench, and you need something that has finer tooth, you know, more teeth. If it doesn't have that many teeth, you won't be able to get the angle, because there's not much angle right here for the wrench to rotate up and down. So it's only, you know, only so many degrees here, right? Only so many degrees for the wrench to go up and down. So you need something that's finer tooth, and this one was able to get me, and I can hear it too. I can hear the teeth, like 1, maybe 2 teeth, and that's it. So it would have been nice if this thing had even more teeth, you know, finer engagement. But anyways, so that's how you adjust the clutch free play on the Moto Guzzi. And you know, once you do that and get this, you know, get this free play here to over ½ inch, I would say no more than 15. No, ½ inch is about 12.5 millimeters, almost 13 millimeters. I would say no more than 15 millimeters of free play. Any more than that is probably too much. So somewhere between 12 and 15 millimeters of free play right here. You know, from fully extended and fully in until basically you have no more slack. So that amount of slack that you have, that free play, you know, that should be around 12 to 15 millimeters. Should be good. All right, thanks for watching.